Hello, 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 hello. Let me go ahead and hide this and show this. Yes, very good. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another edition of the live stream. Let me go ahead and pull up our regular intro video, but I will warn you that this episode is going to be a really I know I say it every time that when it's going to be a short episode, and it usually becomes a marathon episode. I know that. I know that about myself. But when I say it's going to be a quick episode, I really mean it this time. Because your girl is tired after spooky season. Even though it was a quieter October than usual for tarot readings or for tarot, like for Halloween parties, it's still, every reading that I did, even when I energetically prepared myself, did all of my containers that I've talked about in probably a previous episode, where I've said like how I prepare for readings and how to prepare for readings so that you don't get burned out. I did all of that stuff, and yet still it was heavy. And the energy, I think, is still a bit heavy around this time. And I don't know if it's eclipse season. I don't know if this Samhain was just really heavy with the losses that we've suffered this past year. I don't know what it was, but for some reason October felt a little bit heavier. So your girl is tired. So I will still do the live stream. I'm still here, a little bit later than normal, but I'm still here. So we're going to talk a little bit about some books that I'm reading right now. So book recommendations, they don't necessarily have to be tarot related, but some of them are a little bit like intuition related. So there's that. We will still do the astro weather, and we will still do the weekend forecast. So if that sounds good to you, stay tuned for the next 20 seconds or however long we're doing the live stream tonight. And hopefully you could see and hear that. I don't know if you could or not. Let me just double check things just to be on the safe side. I feel like the audio quality is not that great right now. Here's hoping. No, it sounds okay, but it still sounds a little bit, I don't know, it seems a little bit fuzzy to me. So let me know. Let me know how the quality is. So yeah, Jenny's saying it's coming in clear on YouTube. Maybe it's just my own headphones. I feel like I need to charge my Galaxy Buds up a little bit because I've been using them pretty heavily today. So I'll tell you guys about how my day was, a little bit of what I've been doing behind the scenes today. Fran is also here. Hi, Fran. Nice to see you. Yes, my new hat. The new hat is making an appearance. Mr. Tarot by Hilary was just like, I really like that hat. I really like that hat color on you. Like, I think that's a really good color on you. He's sitting off camera. So, ooh, intriguing. Though the overhead lighting is not doing the color justice. I do have all of my lighting equipment in the bedroom. I just didn't feel like it. Didn't feel like getting up and going and getting it. Didn't feel like getting my snowball microphone. It's just like, this is just, Me doing my thing. And I think that's Fran waving to Mr. Tarot by Hilary. He is a popular entity on the show, though he has never been seen on this show. He is a mystery. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary, of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. It's been a very, I don't know, it's like I was saying before our intro video. Um, it hasn't been a busy spooky season, but it's been an intense spooky season, if that makes sense. So it's just like the energy has been really intense, but it's just like, but I haven't really had as many um, tarot readings as I would like. I haven't had as many EFT tapping sessions as I would like. I haven't had many Halloween parties in which I was doing readings as I'd like. So, it is what it is. I'm not quite sure why that is. It's no reflection of my abilities as a tarot reader or a tapping practitioner, and I know it. They're like, I know I'm good at my job. It's just I think things have been really intense lately, and I don't think people really know what to do with that energy. Um, and I feel like if you book a reading like now, like during this intense energy, like it's just like you're inviting um that kind of deep, intense reading by booking during an intense energy period. And I don't know if people are necessarily ready for that, and I respect that. Yeah, yeah. Fran says, I feel like I have been rode hard and put away wet, and not in a good way. You know, like, what is that? I don't get it either, Fran. But like, I'm glad it's not just me. I have a feeling that it was the full moon and the eclipse and everything. But that was last week. So, and I do have my retail job, and like during the weekend, my boss is just like, it is a full moon, and he's not from my retail job, he's not the kind of person that really like talks that way. He kind of makes fun, like he has hired people that are weirdos, like in the astrological sense, in the witchy sense, in the metaphysical sense, but he personally is not like that. He's respectful enough, but he's also been in the retail business long enough to acknowledge, when there's a full moon, it's usually crazy. In retail, it's usually crazy. In restaurant life as well, it's just like when you've seen it too many times, it's just like there's no purpose in denying it. So you just gotta roll with that energy, and like that full moon was just like, woo, okay. So I am glad that we did the astro-weather last week in front of spooky story time for the blue-nosed witch. But yeah, even awareness of that astrology, it didn't, I felt like it didn't make things any easier. But on that note, let's do the astro weather from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady. I'm scared. I'm scared. Let's see. All right. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. I haven't been looking. Because again, it's just like it's been intense, and it's just like to acknowledge the intensity means that you may have to do something about it. And so I haven't been doing anything about it. And I'm just lying here on the couch, and I'm too lazy to even grab my seltzer, which is on the table next to me. So let me see if I can move around a little bit here, get myself comfortable. All right. And also pull up the AstroBiz Digest. So we've got the monthly summary for November. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me not read this to myself. So this is going to be coming up tomorrow. So this is the monthly summary. So I'm going to grab this from the monthly summary, and then we'll get into the AstroBiz Digest for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So after months of retrograde action, Sirius Saturn stations direct on the 4th. So that will be tomorrow. The past few months might have felt like a blur. Boundaries were disrupted, creativity stalled, and structures felt unstable. Going forward, you can firm up your business and get your creative projects moving forward at last. It's been a challenge, but now you know what needs to be done. So that's big energy. Saturn stationing direct, that's a good thing. That is for the good. All right. So there is that. And yeah, and now more about that. While the outer planets are not as intense as the personal planets when they are retrograde, their presence can still be felt. Saturn retrograde is a time to dig deep into the structures and boundaries of your business. What did you learn? Is everything sound, or is it time to create something more solid? Now that Saturn is moving forward, you can implement new strategies and rules. So that's the big to do astrologically. All right, are we ready for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? The specifics? Give me a hell yes in the chat. And while you're doing that, I'm going to actually move my computer over so I can have my Celtic. But I have all my book recommendations next to me too. And I'll also explain why I'm pulling out so many books. There we go. Oh. Okay. Moving things around. Da, da, da. This I'm going to bring over to here. Scooch some things over. I had to have this, by the way, guys. Liquid Death, Severed Lime, naturally flavored sparkling water. I got suckered in by the can. But it's pretty good. I'm liking it. Okay. All right, I'm up. I'm good. I'm up. I'm good. Okay. Oh. All right. So let's get into the specifics for Friday, today, November 3rd. So the sun moved into opposition with Jupiter at 1:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which could lead to unwise financial shenanigans. Curb your spending and avoid investing in dubious anything. Send out a sales newsletter or spend time writing marketing content when the moon trines Mercury at 6:49 a.m. Either activity is a great use of this aspect. Business intuition ramps up when the moon sextiles Uranus at 10:36 a.m. Pay attention to flashes of inspiration as well as gut feelings. Both will steer you right. At 5:49 p.m., the moon sextiles Venus and trines Neptune, the perfect combo for romance. Of course, it's also divine timing for meetings or imaginative marketing. Perhaps you might find a way to combine business with pleasure. However, you'll want to keep grounded. Venus will approach Neptune at 6:06 p.m., which clouds objectivity. Relationships might not be what they seem. Look for facts and stay alert for anything that smells fishy. At 11:28 p.m., the moon opposes Pluto and stations Void, ending the evening with funky power struggles. But if you were listening to your instincts all along, you'll be out of the fray and on your way. Today, Friday, November 3rd, is a power day for Cancer and a weak day for Capricorn. Is it banging? Like I'm feeling the floor shake. Yeah? Okay. If you guys are hearing that, I have no control over that. It's our upstairs neighbors making that noise. So apologies if you're hearing that. I've got my noise canceling headphones in, so I'm feeling the vibrations under like my feet and my table, but I'm not hearing anything. Thank goodness. So hopefully you guys can't hear that. All right, are we ready for Saturday and Sunday? So you've already heard about Saturday, Saturn stationing direct, and that happens Saturday at 3:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The wee hours of Saturday morning also put the moon in Leo, your best lunation for presentations, creativity, and putting on a show. The more you entertain, the more you gain. But watch your words carefully once Mercury opposes Uranus at 12:07 p.m. One wrong bon mot, and you're in hot water with the community. The Moon Jupiter square at 11:46 p.m. could blow things out of proportion further. Saturday night might be better with a bit of verbal restraint. Sunday morning is decent for getting your face out there via public speaking or glam marketing. But the Moon Mars square at 12 p.m. could open the possibility for foot in mouth syndrome. Another square between the Moon and Uranus at 9:11 p.m. delivers unpleasant surprises and group discord. My Sunday plan is to work on creative projects and shut my pie hole. That's Teresa's words, not me. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, are power days for Leo and weekdays for Aquarius. All right. So at this time of the episode, I usually ask if people want to know specifics about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any days that they were feeling a little bit funky, a little bit low energy, or wanted an astrological explanation as to the why. I will take a quick look at the AstroBiz Digest and let you know if there is an astrological reason why. If not, we will move on to the focus of tonight's episode, which is basically I'm going to give you a preview of what episodes are coming up this month, along with some book recommendations of what I'm reading currently. I had a little bit of a trip down memory lane the other night, and so I unearthed some books that I guess I had bought. Has to be 18 years ago, if not longer, from my previous job at a bookstore. And some of them I put away. I used my discount. I used my employee discount, and I ended up buying a lot of books. Even if I wasn't working at a bookstore, I would buy a lot of books anyway. But that certainly didn't help matters with my book buying frenzy. And so I was actually over at my mom's the other week, and I ended up just going through a box of books that I had and sorting them out, stuff that I can give away, books that I've already read that I feel safe in giving away, and then books that I'm just like, oh my god, like I haven't read this, and it's actually really good so far anyway. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I'm reading. But I will ask one more time, any last call on AstroBiz Digest for this week before we move on? And I'm also going to take a look and make sure that the comments are still coming through. looks like it. Yeah. Okay, dokie. So books, books. Um, so let me do the book recommendations first, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what I've been doing this afternoon, or what I was doing early afternoon until therapy. Um, so book recommendations first. So this one I read a long time ago. This is Psychic Living by Stacey Wolf. Not sure if it's available anymore or if it's out of print. Wow. Oh, this is kind of eerie. So yeah, it was just like opening up this box of books. I also found like some of my diaries from when I was a child. Now journals. 'Cause it wasn't a diary anymore. Like I didn't keep a diary when I was a teenager. God, I kept a journal because I was a serious writer. Um, but I was able to look through some of that, and I was just like, "Ooh, this is uncomfortable." So I put aside some of my journals from that time, and I'm actually really glad that I kept a journal at that time because there was something that I was working through in therapy, and my therapist asked, "Well, give me some details. Give me some details about that incident that you're talking about." And I couldn't. And it wasn't because of the fact that he thought I was lying. He was just like, "So you have no memory of you have a memory of what happened, but you don't have any memory of what you said, what was said to you, none of that, right?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And then it was just like, "Oh, that's suppressing my memories. That's repressing and suppressing my memories, right?" That it's just like that's a defense mechanism, isn't it? And he's just like, "Yeah." So I would encourage you to go back and replay those memories of that incident and see if you can get more details, because that's something like if you can't remember it at all, then you can't work through it and you can't get through it. And I'm just like, okay, fair enough. And then I found all of these journals, so I actually brought one of my journals to therapy today, and I was able to read entries from it to be able to be like, so here's a story time. So it was really fascinating to answer questions about that and have a conversation about that. And some of the things he said, he was just like, well, what would have happened if you had stood up to that person, or what would have happened if you had ignored that person, or what would have happened if this. And I'm just like, I really don't know. I really don't know. And it's just like, well, why didn't you? And it's just like, I didn't think I could, you know. And so you're basically getting to the fact that it's just like I didn't have the self-esteem to be able to advocate for myself. And also, um I was young. I didn't think that was an option, basically. So that was super interesting. And then I was able to look at some of the books that I had purchased, um and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to actually read these books. Like, first of all, it was incredibly helpful to go through some of that from my journals and my writing. And then second, it was really nice to be able to see, okay, so these are the books that I put to the side that I had every intention of reading, but I just never read for some reason or another. So some of them I cherry picked out so that I was just like, you know what, I'm going to read them now. So, um, Psychic Living. I had read this before, but I'm probably going to end up rereading it. But this is actually my teacher that I ended up taking what I call Intuition 101 at the Open Center in New York City years and years ago. It had to have been, well, the copyright for this edition, I think, was 2004. So And I think I got it once it came out in paperback. But then I ended up taking this class and recognizing the name of the person that was, assigned basically to teach this class at the Open Center. And it was the author of Psychic Living. And so, I took the class and everything. And then I was just like, would you mind terribly, if I brought in my copy of Psychic Living for you to sign? Because I have it. And she was just like, you have my book? Like, oh, you're one of the people that have my book. And I'm just like, yeah, I have your book. So it was nice to be able to do that. But the signature on this is June of 2008. So that tells you when. Once upon a time. I think that's 15 years, 15 years, 16 years ago, something like that. So that's book recommendation number one. Number two is another book that I've read. And in honor of National Novel Writing Month, which is happening right now. We're in day 3 of National Novel Writing Month. I haven't fully committed myself yet to doing NaNoWriMo this year. I started on day 1. I definitely didn't hit my word count day 1. I don't think I did much writing on day 2, and I haven't done any writing on day 3. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, I think NaNoWriMo is entirely possible. And I say that with love. And I say that, it's just like, you can do it, but you just have to commit to doing it. And you have to commit to doing it from day 1 to day 30. If you get wishy-washy about it, it's just like you fall off track very quickly. And I only say this because I know it's possible, because I've won NaNoWriMo for, I've been a NaNoWriMo winner for at least 3, if not 4 times. So I know it's possible to do it because I have done it. However, you do have to make that commitment to do it every day. Otherwise, you get behind very, very quickly. So I'm pretty sure I'm not doing NaNoWriMo this year. I just don't feel, I feel wishy-washy. So I'm probably not going to end up doing it to the nth degree in which you need to do it to be a winner of National Novel Writing Month. But anyway, I digress. This is dog-eared. And I try not to dog-ear my books because I'm just that kind of person. But Stephen King's On Writing, a memoir of the craft, is fantastic if you want to write, if you want to dedicate yourself to writing. And I do think it is, like, is it geared towards fiction writing? Like, a C. It's part memoir, part masterclass. It's a practical view of the writer's craft, comprising the basic tools of the trade every writer must have. And it talks about, like, the link between writing and living, will empower and entertain. It's really interesting, but like some of it can be like very harsh though. But at the time that I read it, and every time I reread it, I get something a little bit different out of it. Like, what have I bookmarked? Like, I've highlighted it, and the highlight is like so old at this point that I can't even tell it's highlighted. I'm fairly certain I highlighted it. But I was just like quoting from it incessantly when I first read it. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and just start reading it, because then that won't be an entertaining live stream if I'm just like sitting here reading it. But like this, between this and The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, like those two books really helped like restart my writing practice. So highly recommend. All right, one more book. Now this book I have not read before. So this is my first time reading it. It's called Life Magic by Laura Bushnell. The renowned psychic healer shares her 7 keys to finding your power and living your purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the 7 keys because I know that's what you kind of want. But I am trying to work through it. And by the way, the copyright on this is 2005. So, and I'm pretty sure I got it in 2005 when it came out in paperback. But I just never got around to reading it. So this is my first time reading this. And it does recommend you start a journal about it too. So, and Sophia is here. Sophia is here. Just talking about some book recommendations. What time is it there? It's got to be late. So yeah, this is one of the books that also talks about, you know, like keeping a journal, keeping a notebook, keeping some kind of record of your psychic impressions or your intuition. In this case, she talks about magic. Basically like life magic, like synchronicity, you know, being in tune, being in flow, that sort of thing. So where is that? Let me say. So she calls herself a clairvoyant. Gosh, I can't remember what it is she called. She's more than a clairvoyant. Where is it? Ah, okay. That's a little bit better. We're between daylight savings, so it's only 11:30. Okay, only 11:30. Well, welcome. You're making me want to pick up a Kipper deck, Sophia. I'm just going to say that right now. I still have not picked up a Kipper deck, but now I want several. Let's see. The 7 Keys of Life Magic. Yes. Beginning a journal. To prepare for the first key, I recommend that you begin a journal, your own magic notebook, where you can either write about your experiences. Oh yeah, for regarding Kipper, Thomas and Ciolo did a fab job on the. Remind me again what the name of that Kipper deck is. This is Life Magic by Laura Bushnell, which I uncovered from my great book buying of like, I guess 2005. And it's one of the few of them that I haven't read. So this is my first time reading it. And the Kipper deck that Sophia is referring to is the Seaborn Kipper. So, and if you're not familiar with Kipper, you can go back to a previous episode of this live stream and check out Kipper, which Sophia explains to us on an episode, considering what was it? You were doing the Siren Song, Lenormand, and Kipper kit, right? And now it's just like Kipper all the time, Kipper all the time, Kipper all the time. Yeah, so writing the notebook, you can write about your experiences and keep track of your progress. Journaling your experience will help you find what is natural again. You will start to notice more magical moments as you develop your magic, so write them down as you experience them. And then there's like there's exercises you can go through. Sophia, is this your way of saying to us that you're ready to teach it again? So yeah, Siren Song is good, also good, but I prefer Thomas's guidebook. that comes with the Seaborn Kipper. Okay, cool. Yeah, so each of these, like as you go, there is an exercise. So I'm trying to do the exercises as I go because I don't want to be that kind of person that just reads the book and doesn't do the work that goes along with it. Um, so the first key is about expecting magic. Before you read further, just take a moment to write in your journal anything that happened to you today that fits your idea of magic. Don't think too hard about it. Remember that this is meant to be fun. So yeah, okay. So I'm going to skip to the good part because there is a list. There is the list of the 7 keys, according to Laura Bushnell of Life Magic. Okay. So key number 1 is expect magic. So that's the key that I'm on right now. Like I literally just started this book a couple of days ago. Key number 1, expect magic, prepares you to embrace the magic that surrounds you. Key 2, your thoughts are your prayers, teaches you how to use your thoughts to release worry and manifest your dreams. Key 3, your heart is your lantern, helps you rediscover the ability to listen to your heart and see your inner beauty. Key 4, your will is your wand, focuses on tapping into the powers of the universe and developing the powers of intention and intuition. Key 5, your words are your invocations, reveals how to harness the awesome power of words to create your reality. Key 6, you must ask in order to receive, puts you in touch with the spirit world and your angels. And key 7, share the magic, shows you how to connect and celebrate with others. And so each of the chapters in this, it moves on to a different key, which is incremental and chronological, where it's just like one key builds on the next, builds on the next. And so you do exercises around those different keys as you're learning them. So I think it's super interesting. It's like I said, I'm only on like page 20. So I'll tell you how it goes as it goes. But I think this is a really great companion book for someone that is already familiar with tapping as well. Like earlier on in the book, again, I only just started it, but there's a moment where she talks about the earth, the air, the fire, like talking about honoring the elements around us and like reminding ourselves like our intuition and magic is natural. And one of the things she says is honor the elements by chanting these words out loud 4 times: the earth, the air, the water, the fire, return, 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 return. And I'm just like, okay, but that's something that I do in witchcraft. Like when we're closing circle, is we literally sing or chant the earth, the earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. So, the other day I was taking a bath and reading this. And so I just started singing that. And Mr. Tarot Bray Hilary probably was just like, I don't know what the hell is going on in there. But he's used to it by now. So there's exercises like that. But then there was also something else. There was something else that you were supposed to like chant along. And so instead of chanting it, I tapped it. I tapped through the tapping points with using each phrase. So I think I'm going to do that in combination. I'm going to like use my journal, but also do tapping and also read this at the same time. So those are my 3 book recommendations based on what I'm currently reading right now. I'm not reading Stephen King's On Writing. I am not reading Psychic Living by Stacey Wolf because I've read them before. I'm skipping over to the one that I haven't read. And then I have a bunch of other book recommendations that I put to the side because I'm not ready to read those yet. Hold, please. So which is that title? Which is what title? Life Magic by Laura Bushnell. Is that what you're referring to? But here's the good thing. The good thing is, here's another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, for card slingers, so this is something that I've done personally for my own self. But this is also something that we're doing for card slingers. Yeah. So, Jenny, last one. It's this Life Magic by Laura Bushnell. So Sophia says it's going mass market soon with an even bigger book, which is tempting. Oh crap. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I've just been feeling so unmotivated this week. Me too. Same, samesies. Um, so so let me explain what we were doing this afternoon. So, Fridays is usually when we record new episodes of Card Slingers Coast to Coast, the podcast that I do with Melissa Sanova and Jamie Elford. And then new episodes are released every second and fourth Friday. So, not this Friday, but next Friday, expect a new episode. And we were talking, so we didn't actually record anything today, but we did a little bit of housekeeping, discussing the podcast, discussing upcoming episodes that we want to record, but we haven't recorded yet. And also like doing basically a double check of like, is everyone feeling up to recording? Yes, no. If one of us is not feeling up to recording, then we won't record. Or we'll decide, okay, we're gonna do two short episodes, or we're gonna do one longer episode, or how's everyone feeling, or what's the topic that we're supposed to be recording about next? That's that sort of thing. But sometimes we won't record at all, and we'll just discuss how the podcast is going, always checking in to make sure that everyone's still gung-ho about it and still wants to do it. Like the moment any one of us is like, I'm done doing the podcast, it's just like, yes, it would be very sad, but it's just like, then we're done, you know. And I think that that also speaks to the strength of the podcast, and I think the reason why people enjoy it so much is that it's just like, we're real, we're genuine. Like if we genuinely did not enjoy doing the podcast, like you would definitely hear it in our voices. But because you're hearing the enjoyment in our voices, like you are hearing the realness, you are hearing the authenticity. Um, like I love those two. You know, I would do anything for them, and like you can just tell that card slingers were the real deal, even though you should never like be suspicious of people that say I'm for real, I'm for real. It's just like I don't have to say it, and people that have to say it usually aren't genuine. But anyway, I digress. So we were discussing about different ways people can support the podcast, because we have been getting asked that, and we've also been asking ourselves that question, like, is it sustainable? Do we need to do merch? Do people want us to do merch? And then also, you know, like sponsorships, like who would align with our values if we did sponsorships, or we did ads or whatever. And then also, it's just like we have so many recommendations for books and decks. And I think this was Jamie's idea, where it's just like, well, you know about Bookshop, right? And I'm just like, no, explain. So bookshop.org, you're allowed to like curate lists, and then you would basically get, I think, affiliate payment, like a percentage of it would be paid to you like as an affiliate or whatever. um I will let the girls know, but I had a feeling, yes, merch. I want stickers and shirts. I want stickers and shirts. The only piece of merch, actually, this is not true. I created the first piece of merch and I sent it to Jamie. Jamie created the second piece of merch, and I'm not sure who has it or not. And I don't know where I put it, but it's probably amongst my pile of papers somewhere. But the first piece of merch Jamie has, it's a water bottle that says 1 star, this water bottle or this bottle is not a tarot deck. And that's kind of what I want to do. I'll probably end up doing like a coffee mug with that on it. So I've been spitballing different things. Actually, do you guys want to see some of the things that I like mocked up? Okay. All right. This is great. This is great information, guys. I want a coffee mug. Okay, that could be arranged. Yeah, which is which is so good. The water. Yeah, I think I did show Sophia the water bottle. Um, yes. Okay. All right. All right. Show the show the class. Okay. Let's see if I can pull it up. Because I did like mock-ups. All right. Let's see. See if I can remember where this is. Um, logos, profile. Oh no, where did I put it? Let's see. I don't remember when I did this. That's not it. Okay, that's a good one. All right. Let me do this one first because I found it right away. So, so what do you think about that one? So that's from our episode on the High Priestess. The High Priestess is not your fucking filing cabinet. Noted. At least 15 ounces, please. Noted. Noted. So not only would it have like, yeah, I like that one too. And then I was thinking of like turning it around too and have like either the card slingers logo on one side or having like the High Priestess, like a little like line art High Priestess on the other side. So there's that one. So not just like the logo, but actual like things that we've said in the episode, like for one of our more recent episodes on reviews, which was like 1 star, this episode is not a tarot deck. Where it's just like when you leave a review, please leave a helpful review where it's just like don't give something 1 star just because you didn't understand that the book was not a tarot deck, which is what happened to Melissa about Kitchen Table Tarot. They thought that the book was a tarot deck, so they gave a 1 star review, which is not helpful. That's not helpful to book creators or book authors. It's just not. So there's one example of possible merch. Let's see. What else? I'm pretty sure these are also. I don't know. That's interesting. Oh, Sophia has to go. I'm crashing, but it's nice to see everyone. It's so nice to see you, Sophia. What a wonderful surprise. So Jenny says, I love mugs with something printed on the inside up near the lip. Yeah, we've got to look at different options for the creation of this stuff. This is just something that I was fooling around with in Canva. And that's actually how I created the water bottle for Jamie. And then Jamie, when she was going to a tarot conference, she ended up doing the little like ribbons, and it said 1 star, this ribbon is not a tarot deck. I'm pretty sure that's what it said because she ended up sending one to me and one to Melissa. But I don't know how many she made for the conference, but it's like one of those ribbons that you can stick to your name tag or your name badge. So here's another one. Yeah, so there you go. This mug is not a tarot deck, our logo. A tarot deck with card slingers on the back, that's a possibility as well. How about a beanie? How about a beanie? That might be a good idea. I'm gonna have to go back to this episode, you guys, and like just cull all of the ideas or just show it to Melissa and Jamie and be like, hey, so for the live stream, here's everyone's requests for merch. So let's quickly go back to the related reasoning. So, okay, merch is a yes, at least amongst my people. So I will let them know. So we will try and cook something up for you guys. Um, let's see. So the reason why I was mentioning about this, I feel like there was more stuff that I made. Um, but this is a good little wetting of the whistle. Um, there was also bookshop. So bookshop. So I'm going to share with you what I've been working on. So there's two actually. There is mine. So I'll show you mine first. So this one is mine. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that into the chat. So this is, I experimented with mine first so that I could understand the concept of bookshop. So I'll go ahead and share that. I'm sharing it on screen right now. So it's bookshop.org/shop/tarot by Hilary. That's mine. So if you shop from the recommendations there, I may get an affiliate percentage. And that's a good way to support. Now, usually what I like to say on here is just like, follow, subscribe, click the bell, do the things, like, etc. And I'll go ahead and put that up. Follow us, like wherever it is that you're tuning in. Please follow, please subscribe, please click the bell. Please share it with your friends too, if you're so inclined. So there's tons of ways to be able to support this live stream and podcasts, by the way, without having to support monetarily. But monetarily would be a good thing too. And if you're wondering how to do that, paypal.me/tarot by Hilary NY. That's my PayPal. You can send donations. If you like what you see on this live stream, whatever I'm doing, and you want to support monetarily, like, please, by all means. Or you can also support by getting a reading from me, tarotbyhilary.com. That's where you find me. But yeah, having something like this set up for myself, it's just like a percentage of books that I've recommended. A percentage of that sale, if you choose to buy through Bookshop, will go to me. So I think that's pretty cool. So what I did for my bookshop is just tarot recommended. So I created like shelves basically. So for me, I did tarot recommended reading. I did one for spirituality as well. And then I did one for tarot decks. So like, for example, tarot decks, I added the Mystic Mondays tarot. I added the Cozy Witch tarot deck. I added the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith deck, and I added the Fountain Tarot. For spirituality, I put in Book of Shadows, Hecate, the Morrigan, Bridget, Drawing Down the Moon, Aries Witch, a bunch of them there. And then for tarot recommended reading, I think I included at least 10. So I'm pretty sure I put my book in there, Jamie's book in there, Melissa's book in there, and also Teresa Reed's books in there, especially and also her new one, The Cards You're Dealt, which I highly, highly recommend. But that's a way to support me. And we also created one for Card Slingers Coast to Coast. So let me show you that, and let me show you what I've been working on this afternoon. So now this is going to take a little while to properly curate it. So please be patient with me as I go through and do this. And I'm sure there's a faster way to be able to do this, but I'm fine with curating it manually, or as manual as this can be. So this is the card slingers one. Wow. So yeah, no, okay. We're back, guys. We're back. Do you want to hear the crazy stuff that just happened here? Hold on. Let me double check. Okay. It didn't freeze me up. It didn't freeze me up, Fran. What happened was my computer was saying that I had 31% battery, and then it shut down completely. So it went from 31% battery life to 0 battery life and just shut down. So it's plugged back in now. Interesting that it didn't stop the live stream. So where was I? What was the last thing I was saying before it went? Let me know. Fran, Jenny, let me know what was I saying. But I know that I had card slingers up on the screen. I'm fairly certain. That was fun. That was fun and interesting. Proof positive, by the way, that the energy has been intense lately. I was loading. Okay. Thank you, Fran. Yeah, so the links that I was showing you. So oh, Patchwork Terror. Hi. I signed in just as it froze. It's not you. It's not you, honey. It's me. So I was doing this on my Tarot by Hilary one to try and figure out, you know, basically how it worked to become an affiliate like logging in, doing an account, how do I set up an affiliate account, that sort of things. Um, and I did that for Tarot by Hilary, which I think I displayed before. Um, Now, this is the one for card slingers. And so it's going to take a little bit of time for me to load everything that I want to load. Let's see. Let's see if I'm not, tempting fate by sharing this. But let me see if I can share my screen and show you what the card slingers one looks like. There it is. So this is what it looks like. Can everyone see that? And I will go ahead and scroll down so you can see. So, tarot podcast spanning the North American continent from New York to St. Louis to Portland, Oregon. We're 3 tarot readers and friends spanning the United States from the West Coast to the East Coast. We decided to start this podcast because we love talking tarot, the cards, the business, what we do. Welcome to our bookshop where you can support the podcast by buying our books and other recommendations, as well as shopping our show notes from specific episodes. So I just added that last portion today while I was on Zoom with Jamie and Melissa. So this is the kind of behind the scenes stuff that we'll do on a day that we're not recording the episodes. So we have different lists here. So here's books by the card slingers, which comes up first. So you've got Jamie's Tarot Inspired Life. You've got Kitchen Table Tarot from Melissa. You've got my How to Read Tarot. And then you also have Melissa's Kitchen Table Magic and Tarot Elements. And we will also be adding to there as we create and write more books and decks. Because y'all know my first tarot book is certainly not going to be my last tarot book. So there's books by the card slingers, decks by the card slingers. We just started to add to this, so I will continue to add because Jamie has done so many little white books that it's going to be hard to get through all of them. And then, of course, Melissa did the companion book for the Scorpio Sea Tarot. And, probably eventually Hilary's going to be on there too. And then next, we have some of the episodes. So I have gotten through, I think, episode 8 or 9. So episode 1, Welcome to Card Slingers. We didn't mention any specific tarot decks or tarot books in that episode. I listened to it. So I just put our 3 books in there. Episode 2, Fooling Around, we talked about Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic. And then we also mentioned the Fountain Tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot, and the Triple Goddess and the Shadowscapes Tarot. So that is what I added to the bookshelf. Episode 3, Mercury and Gatorade. We didn't have any book recommendations, but at the time that episode came out, but I found a book on Mercury retrograde, how to survive Mercury retrograde. So I went ahead and I added it there. The thing about Bookshop is that you have to have at least 1 book or deck on there in order to be able to create the bookshelf. So that's what I did. And hopefully it makes sense. Episode 4, we've got Making Magician's Magic. So that was our episode deep dive on the Magician card. So mentioned in that episode was This Might Hurt Tarot, the Modern Witch Tarot, the Triple Goddess Tarot, the Vice Versa Tarot, and the Tarot Coloring Book. Episode 5, Choose Love, Not Fear. I think Melissa mentioned Jay Shetty's podcast, so I added one of his books there. And then she also mentioned Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert again. So that's the reason why that's on that bookshelf. Episode 6, April Fool's Life's a Nightmare. I put the vulnerability workbook, and then I put 1,000 puzzle piece, because if you listen to that episode, we were talking about vulnerability in that episode, and how sometimes you just got to let things go and let things be, because everything was out of control at that moment in time. And then also, that was what Melissa was doing to cope, was doing a lot of puzzles. So the High Priestess is not your filing cabinets. Yeah, because it's not. So we talked about the Dreaming Way Tarot, the Raven's Prophecy Tarot, the Everyday Witch Tarot, the Steampunk Tarot, and we also mentioned, I mentioned Bridget, and we also mentioned Psychic Tarot by Nancy Antonucci. And episode 8, An Apple for the Teacher, we talked about different teachers. So I don't think we talked about specific books, but I did put in as many books as I possibly could for that particular episode, based on the people that we were mentioning. So that's a larger bookshelf. That's 17 things that were mentioned on there. So it's going to be a larger bookshelf. So you can go ahead to view all 17 when you're on our page, to be able to see that and shop that. And then I believe Jamie added, or started to add, episode 87, Everyone is a Little Bit Psychic. And then we just started to work together on doing this. And then Dance Monkey Dance, that's the one that I've gotten up to. And then I just have to put it in chronological order. So that is our bookshop. We hope you like it. We hope you enjoy it. And yeah, so merch and bookshop. So that was what I was doing this afternoon, was adding to our bookshop bookshelves. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Please tell me you like it. And once again, short episode, my ass, right? I should never say it's going to be a short episode, because it dooms me. Did your eyebrows just go up from what I just said? Yeah. Well, I didn't plan on it freezing up. I don't need the peanut gallery. All right, so let me show you when you go into this. You can choose a different banner. You can like make it as pretty or whatever as you want to, but I think having this auto format, this banner with the copies of the books on it, is pretty darn cool. And let me go back and go. I'm curious to see what the one with the 17 recommendations looks like. The Apple for the Teacher. Let's see. That's cool. And then I tried to add the show notes into there too. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys support the podcast in this way, and maybe some other ways that we're brainstorming right now, but this was my afternoon, and I'm going to continue to add to it without driving myself crazy, I guess. So, which means I have to add Life Magic by Laura Bushnell to one of my, I don't know, intuition recommendations on my own one, on the Tarot by Hilary one. Um, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that until I'm fully done with the book, though. Because how do you know? How do you know you want to recommend a book until you're done reading the book? Okay. Well, as I said in the episode description, there is not going to be a mid-episode reading because your girl's tired. But I will pull the weekend forecast, and I'll do it from the Starseed Oracle. So, and I'm pulling out this one because this was a card that my client got. When was it, last night? Yes. So for some reason, I feel like pulling that out of the deck um, so that it doesn't come up again for us tonight. I feel like it's not supposed to be in there for this particular pull, but we'll see. Maybe the message will come out in some other way. All right. What do we most need to know for this weekend? Ooh. All right. Well, we still have a little bit of a wild card energy going on because we are getting the card Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and wild card. So let me show you that. Very cool. All of my colors too. And let us consult the Starseed Oracle guidebook to tell us what exactly portal means. At least means to Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. I know what it means. I have a feeling I know what it means, but let's look. Doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time where you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right on in. So the inquiry question that goes along with this card is, what would you most like to experience? And the reason for that is because it's very possible for you to be experiencing that right now or soon. Big card. Big card. Good energy though. I like it. This feels to me like a Seven of Pentacles on steroids. Like in a good way. Like it feels like a very expansive Seven of Pentacles or Nine of Pentacles energy going along with this. But I feel like more like Seven of Pentacles, especially with what she's saying in here about where is it? It's time. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest. Like, yeah, that's Seven of Pentacles energy.